Thank you to Astepro and Liquid IV for sponsoring us. More on them after the reaction. Citizens of the Reject Nation, it's time for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live finale. Headcock. All right. Anyway, guys, we're going to be at WonderCon in a few hours. If you're watching this while you're there, come by the panel.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
It's going to be a great time.
We want to hear what you think of this episode.
I know, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Been loving this series so much. Finished Dead City. Got one episode left of Daryl Dixon, but I'm finishing this one first. Michael Tesler, how you feeling, my buddy?
Oh, Greg, I frickin' love this show so much. It brings me back to a nostalgic time, Greg. Back before Alexandria. No, but it was those early days of The Walking Dead where you like genuinely like every Sunday would be like, oh, God, it's gonna be scary. And it's nice to feel that tension again, and it's gonna be great. You excited?
I am more than excited. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. You must endure what I'm about to do. Leave a like on this video. Also, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our next reaction is up for something that's not Walking Dead.
Because if you don't, we're going to forget about Carl. Oh. We're going to lose him for good this time.
Thank you to Prepper for helping us edit down these highlights. And thanks to all of you for joining us at our Patreon page. Becoming super sexy rejects over there. You get the full-length reaction watch-along. That's where you sync up with your own copy. The Ones Who Live. Anyway,
I'm gonna miss it so much. I'm gonna miss your Rick impressions so much. Oh gosh,
let's do it.
I remember it all. What it was like, who we were, who we are now.
Oh, that's sweet.
My name is Michonne. I lost someone years ago.
Both possess something I believe the CRM needs to become what it needs to be.
It's funny to recontextualize that. Sounds like it's talking about Rick and Michonne.
I know how to build things and I know how to burn things.
Oh,
But it takes more than that at the end of the world.
You tried to escape 4 times.
love the production design.
Why are you here?
Is someone you love out there?
These guys are so cute.
They really are a really cute couple.
Oh,
Do you still love me?
wear the ring.
Always.
The ones who make love.
Big woof.
Sounds simple, right? We go in, you get the briefing, I get the dossier she left behind. We bring what we know to the city, then go home.
I wonder if the episode's going to play out just like
It's never
that.
that simple.
I don't think it's gonna be that simple.
I'm Sergeant Major Rick Grimes.
Damn, that's a great shot.
You probably think I'm dead.
Ooh. They look scarier than usual.
You said I didn't need to be scared. That it was just the burning.
Oh, baby, baby, baby.
They've been really tight-lipped about whether or not there's going to be a season 2 or not.
If there is, it will only be about the ones who live. So
Yeah.
we'll see who makes it. I don't think I can stomach really losing any of them, honestly.
That would suck.
You gave them the debrief, not tell me what happened.
It was turbulence. We went low to get out of it. We were struck by lightning. We were going down over water, and Bethune shoved me out. She saved my life. So thank you for bringing her in.
Cool. I kept my hair intact the whole time.
But you and I, we gave up so much to be here. And now I realize that giving up can be a sign of strength. Giving up made me understand what we're really doing here.
Talking about sacrifice.
Hopefully you will understand too.
I want to.
Oh, she's gotten the echelon briefing, huh?
I think so.
She sounds a little different tonally.
You lived. I lived. You're meant to be a part of this.
Oh, boy.
Well, show me the other way.
I think she's dead this episode.
I'd be shocked if she was alive.
Yeah. Trying to bring some walkers inside the CRM? Or just bait? Okay.
Oh, sick.
Wow. She got up there so fast. Michonne does parkour now.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Michonne edition. Oh, I would play the heck out of that, actually.
Cool.
Oh, Jadis, painter.
I never had to do my 6 for citizenship because I never really became a citizen.
The end of the world and the beginning of the world. And we're the dead ones, Rick. Kind of like them.
You're the ones who live.
But us, we have this. The sword that kills is the sword that gives life. And that's us. We're the sword. I have my aides and lieutenants leave me in solitude the day before an operation. I don't like distractions. I alone decided the path ahead, and I alone want to feel the weight of it. I never interrupt that time.
It's leadership.
So I'll share some time with you. Maybe even ask you to carry some of that weight.
So they don't have a cure.
No. Although we have met Beale's son in World Beyond, where they were trying to work on a cure of all the young, bright minds. Oh, the picture of Gabriel.
Yeah. Maybe it's in one of the Gabriel pictures. The horse?
Gonna have to reach into its butt. Yes. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Good time for a match, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, get creative enough, you could put that all back together.
I would eat it.
Yeah, you really want to make sure you actually dispose of it. Like, it looks like Gabriel's watching over her.
Carrying that on her person isn't a good idea.
Are you in there?
Do your best Jadis impression.
Oh boy.
This person doesn't need to die.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, you got to kill that person for sure.
That prosthetic with the blade. In front of me, away from you.
Is he threatened right now?
Just maybe while he tells him the echelon report.
I want you to reflect on your life, on all your lives, before and after.
That's a lot of seasons.
Because after this next moment, everything will change.
Let's hear it.
What's the worst thing you did to make sure someone else survived?
Oh boy.
There's a medley here.
Oh yeah. That was a rough one.
I killed someone with my teeth.
I'm sorry you had to do that. No, still, that's a damn thing, isn't it? It's the start of what's next, and that couldn't be more appropriate for today. A day completely about tomorrow.
This does not bode well for humanity.
And now.
I missed you so much. Words can't even say it right.
I know.
Are we crazy?
Certified.
So this whole episode is a reflective episode.
I went to Vietnam twice, Fort Benning, officer training. Then the journey led me back to Pennsylvania to its National Guard. I could have let the world take me away, but I came back like you.
All right, so this is why it's time. Yeah, he actually identifies with him.
Oh, Rick served as well.
Yeah, it's a combination of both.
Oh, are they doing like smallpox blankets sort of situation?
That's a really crazy guess. Is this a fake out having us think that we're going to say goodbye to one of them?
I saved Philadelphia by sacrificing Pittsburgh. My enemies, my friends, my home. It's not exactly tearing into a person with your canines, but it's not nothing.
My dad taught me, for better or worse, sometimes things have to burn to bring things back.
Nice callback.
The sword that kills is the sword that gives life. I killed my past and a whole city so another could live.
This is the most we've heard Rick talk about his dad in this whole show.
First secret crime's the first one that I share with the most likely outcome after all the fighting and killing, all the plans and sacrifices. We lose. Most likely outcome is that we're all gonna die.
Ooh, this music.
This is a mandatory briefing.
Michonne, you need to get the hell out of there. Oh, she's about to find out what they're going to do.
One of the most sensitive aspects to Operation N1W is the child evacuation protocol.
So we were born this way.
Child evacuation protocol.
They're gonna take all the kids in the city.
We've discovered million-strong dead masses out there. Our modeling shows that non-necrotic human life
They're gonna kill Philadelphia.
All
Our own
right.
city.
now have 14 or so years left on this planet. And it isn't just the delts, it's starvation. And it all becomes a strange temporary museum. This is why we do what we do.
Oy.
Oh my goodness.
What do you do, sir?
We're trying to beat the odds, Grimes.
Yeah.
Through CRM frontliner embeds living in Portland under false identities, we have over years had operatives enmeshed in the Portland school system to facilitate an evacuation of selected children.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Children will be airlifted away from 3 school sites. It will result in an evacuation of possibly 10% of the children in the city before the area is gassed and its population is liquidated.
Oh my God. Just 10%.
Spies in selected communities throughout the continent and the world.
And the world.
To potentially sabotage them, to influence their politics and approaches. Up until recently, we supplied test subjects for scientific experiments to CRM-run labs.
Beyond.
Omaha
Yeah.
didn't just die.
Killed it.
We destroyed it.
Oh boy.
And in 18 hours, we will take our final action to leave us as the supreme force on this continent, maybe the world. We will destroy Portland.
You tell the Civic Republic what the CRM does. You don't leave people behind.
I love that they're having this talk here.
This is the shit we do.
That's right. It's the shit you do. I fucking love them together so much.
In response to the loss of Portland, which we will report as another tragic, mysterious, shocking incident, the Civic Republic military will declare martial law on the
Oh
city.
my God.
The city under CRM control and our alliance partners dead, we will march across this country, further eliminate any growing competition. We will take their resources
Oh
and
my
ensure
God.
supremacy.
That's how Commonwealth there.
Maybe we get to survive.
Wow, this is like world domination right here.
It's a new world order.
Oh, everyone he cares about.
Bubble windows will be in blackout. The children will not see or hear what is happening to the city. It is critical to remain even, to not give in to the trauma the children will experience.
Oh my God, the horror here.
I'll get back to the Civic Republic in Jadis' helicopter. I'll fly us to jump points for the refuels they won't expect. Anything changes on base, key the walkie. I'll get back to you when I can.
It makes it feel like it was destiny for Rick to come here so that way they can take this down.
Comfort items, we'll furnish them.
Her eyes.
Avoid saying it's going to be okay. Just say they will be okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
After all the escape attempts to right here, now, I think that the next leader, that might be you. After trying to get away so many times, after so many years, you found yourself free, dead to us. You could have gone wherever it was you wanted to go,
Sure, yeah.
and you came back. You've become a powerful story, powerful symbol, one the CRM may need to tell to win the hearts of the people who will see some of their freedoms delayed yet again.
So manipulative. This is awful.
Who's the person closest to you who's died?
My son?
What if I told you you would never have to suffer that kind of loss? You could keep them safe. You could bring them to us.
It's a deal with the devil.
What a temptation.
It's literally Palpatine.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What stakes?
What a way to
odds.
seduce.
The sword that kills is the sword that brings life. Swear on the sword. Let me ask you a question, Grimes. I'm just gonna ask it and look in your eyes.
Swear on a sword. Don't hesitate.
Ah.
It's only one sword he swears on.
It's crescendo.
No!
Damn.
You were gone. You were dead. You could have changed whoever you wanted to and then saved the world. Why? The world isn't gonna win. It is. I'm trying to make sure we don't.
He's not very good with the sword. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I never lost my son. I lost myself. My wife brought me back. We're the sword that kills. We're the sword that gives life. We're an unstoppable life. We're not dead.
Oh God, this is so painful.
You are.
You're gonna have to get the hell out of here, man.
I got the briefing. Beale went to the woods to be on his own before the old hand's over.
Man, you're trembling.
To be expected.
I know. I just don't want to convey that. You're so cool, Andrew Lincoln.
I think Beale's in there. They have to achieve a lot of things.
Yeah.
And not a lot of time.
They could do this in 15 minutes.
There's literally going to be a giant civil war in North America. This is sick.
This is awesome.
Terrifying.
But cool for the world of The Walking Dead. We don't know who this guy is. Ah, shit. Yep. Yep. I like how you could sense there was blood coming from there. Man, this elevator.
Oof. Healthy amount of tension.
Oh, God. Of course. You got a knife hand. No! No shit. You got knife hand.
It's tough with all that armor.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, you can stop. You can stop. You can stop. You can stop.
Do you know what they're gonna do?
I got the echelon. How
They have
did
an
you?
entire tent of guns out there. They're evacuating the kids. Then it's the whole city of people, Rick.
This is happening now.
She said he reacted to all this shit.
What are you up to, Grimes?
Boy, she's kind of the last big figure left that we know of.
How'd you come up with this?
Took some inspiration from the genius known as Nat.
Yep. Light it up.
We could just go. This is
What we have to do. What sort of world are we making for them if we walk away from something like this?
I don't like this, Greg.
Oh, man, at the time I missed. Not seeing our kids growing up. I know we can't, but I think about that time, and I just want to go back.
I get it, man.
I really don't know if we're making it out of this, Greg. They might save the world, but not themselves.
We are back.
And this is the shit we do.
That's the name of the second season.
The Walking Dead. The shit we do. Hope their marketing team's listening.
Oh.
Love the dystopian nature of this.
This is so big. This is like big.
No, this is like the start of a civil war.
Yeah, this is like movie level big right now.
Oh, they're gonna gas them all? Oh God, it's an awful way to go.
You know.
I know they deserve it.
Yeah, but
War criminals. But if all of them were promised that their families would be safe, like, of course they all said yes.
no, they gotta make it back. Like Judith and RJ, I'd be really disappointed.
They saved the world for them.
But they wouldn't know.
I think that's the point, Greg.
Shut up, Michael. They gotta make it back.
This is it. Yeah. This is the last little part.
I should be scared. Just standing here, I should be scared, but I'm not.
Okay, well, I am.
Because of you.
Oh, she said earlier that she feels safest when she's with him.
I have something for you.
Oh, sick.
Terry Quinn gets to be a walker. Whoa.
But if I argue for her, they'll think I'm emotional, indebted. You gotta make sure she stays.
Oh, you're finally putting it together.
She's not gone.
I thought Rick's wife was white.
Oh, boy.
Oh my God, how poetic. Bet Terry O'Quinn was like, I'll only do this if I gotta be a walker.
Weird contract stipulation, but wow, literally the one to pull the trigger. One of those guys hear it?
I'm so distracted that it's Terry O'Quinn, dude.
It makes a great walker.
How'd you know they'd be right there?
Where's Beale? What did you do?
Thorn.
Oh.
Put your bag down.
Oh, man.
You're going to turn around, and you are going to undo whatever you did.
That's not gonna... I don't think so.
And when I find Beale, you're going to regret this.
Again, she has a sword.
I know.
Context clues, kid.
She hasn't, like, noticed.
Never died. Won't stop. It can't stop.
Holy crap, what's about to happen?
All the gas is gonna go.
Oh my god, this is such bad news! I mean, working off of her shock was the perfect moment to run away. Will that work?
Oh, smart. Cover yourself in water.
Okay. Oh my god! Holy shit!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is bad news bears.
Just a little longer. It breaks up quick.
This fucking woman just...
There's Thorn. She's got a mask. I'll rush her. You get the other mask.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You destroyed the whole world.
Damn, he's getting
One hand,
full
one
hand-to-hand fight. Yeah. Michonne, where are
Really
you?
while bringing in sarin gas. Jesus freaking Christ.
Michonne, we need you to stabby, stab, stab.
Oh, Rick, buddy, Rick.
I'll be so upset. Okay. Do what you gotta do, Michonne.
You were the one he was always trying to get to. How did you get to him?
I didn't give up. I didn't give me up like you did. Where is he?
This is like a action show finale. Damn.
Turn around.
Oh my god, please. Please.
You don't understand. In a dead world, love is dead.
No.
Doesn't die.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's freaking go. Go. Michonne, right now. Go, go, go.
Go to your husband.
Love doesn't die.
Go.
Then go save him.
him.
He's surrounded by walkers. No. Oh my god, what did the show just do? Bullshit. It's not the end, is it?
No.
Bullshit. No, he's gotta be fine. Oh, you knew exactly what you were doing.
Get a mask on, brother.
Man, they just took out the whole CRM at once.
Uncle Fu was right.
He was right. You deserve to hope.
Bathed in the sunlight.
Beale was wrong.
Wow, she had to change her heart at the last minute.
I don't buy it.
Redemption arc, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Michonne parkour. Cool.
Oh, one hand. I don't love it. I don't love it.
I mean, the CRM expands just beyond here, though. This is their primary location, but...
Well, this is all those that were involved in the operation.
Yeah.
But a war is about to start.
From a wide-ranging ramifications surrounding the events of Operation N1W, with the CRM's frontliner force and the CRM Force Command, including Major General Jonathan Beale.
But he survived.
The CRC voted unanimously for emergency oversight over the remaining forces of the CRM.
Yeah.
Infantry units did not participate in the atrocities perpetrated by these highest levels of the CRM. Presenting hope for immediate reform, and in another stunning unanimous vote by the CRC.
Going back to Alexandria!
Citizens are now free to leave at will, and the city will now welcome new citizens as they may arrive.
Whoa.
He's about to meet his kids.
engage with, assist, and even airlift any survivor or community they may encounter.
Aww, it's happening.
Oh, she's gonna be all grown up, man.
Aw. Holy shit, we're doing this show.
I knew it, Dad.
Aw.
I knew you were still out there. I just never wanted you to feel alone.
I thought I was. And I realized I wouldn't.
Rick and Michonne live.
You got him back.
You told me to.
Go meet your son. He's got the hat on.
You're the brave man?
Oh, shit. I am the brave man.
But maybe you can call me Dad.
I knew you'd come back.
How?
I believed.
It would have been so sad if they did not. It would have been so mad at the show, man. That's a beautiful ending. That's such a beautiful ending.
Oh, wow.
With an ominous looming threat. Yep, that's nice.
No, dropping off food and supplies.
I see helicopters and I assume negativity. Show's trained me. All of Walking Dead has trained me that if you see a helicopter, it's bad. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Now that got me crying. Holy God. That was so sad. I mean, not sad. That was so touching.
Beautiful.
Wow. Woo, let's talk. Shout out to Astepro for sponsoring us. So some fun facts about me. I've been seeing an ENT the past couple of months. Got a CT scan done for my allergies, and right now I'm trying to find time to get deviated septum surgery. So like many of you, I am someone who's tried pretty much every nasal spray you can think of because I have difficulty breathing through my nose, which leads to day-to-day and sleeping problems on a consistent basis. So before agreeing to this, I wanted to try them out myself because this is a serious thing I deal with. They provided me with free samples. This is my second bottle. This is without a doubt the best nasal spray I have ever used. That's not some talking point. That's my very own personal testimony. Genuinely, for me, it's fantastic and lives up to how it's advertised. It's the fastest 24-hour over-the-counter solution available. It gets to work in just 30 minutes while other sprays take hours to kick in. It's also the only one out there that's steroid-free for 24-hour relief. Astepro has seriously changed the game for me, offering full prescription strength relief from nasal congestion, runny nose, and sneezing. The difference this makes is phenomenal. It's kind of insane how this relief to my breathing and nostrils just kicks in and I'm back in action really fast. So if you're like me, battling with nasal allergies and looking for relief, get fast-acting nasal allergy or symptom relief with Astepro. Go to asteproallergy.com for a discount so you can Astepro and go. It's faster with Astepro, bro. I saw that commercial. Astepro, it's faster, bro. That's ASTEPRO allergy.com. Remember, use as directed for relief of nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing, and itchy nose due to allergies. Thank you again, Astepro, sincerely. All right, Reject Nation. So today I want to share something with you that has been a wonderful addition to my health and fitness journey that I discovered during the holidays, and that is Liquid IV's Hydration Multiplier. I'm down to my very last packet, and I'm freaking out, but it's okay. I got more in the mail. Now, a lot of you have been so kind to notice how I've been working on my physical health. Thank you for all the compliments. And one thing I learned is that proper hydration is absolutely crucial, especially post-workout and pre-filming after post-workout. And my wife actually introduced me to this product, which is perfect because we not only care about quality, but a good taste and quality product. So whether it's after a sweaty workout or just after, a good night out, you know what I'm saying? Efficient hydration and replenishing electrolytes is key. You just feel better, and it tastes fantastic. I can't emphasize that enough. And another thing that I'm always on the lookout for too is products that have zero sugar or zero sugar added, because that's one of my main dietary restrictions throughout the week. And they of course got products that fit that description that also taste good too. So yes, thank you so much. So Liquid IV's hydration multiplier is, in summary, is they are a non-GMO electrolyte drink that delivers hydration into your bloodstream faster and more efficient than water alone. But sometimes drinking a whole gallon is not always efficient, but in fact it can provide the same hydration as drinking 2 to 3 bottles of water. I'm also big on efficiency. Plus, it's packed with 11 essential vitamins, and we know vitamins are good for the body. It's vegan, soy-free, gluten-free, and dairy-free. You can customize the water amount to your taste. Again, perfect for post-night recovery, traveling, or just having a big night out. You know what I mean? No. So, if you want to boost your support for the channel and boost your hydration game, go to liquidiv.com and use promo code REJECTS at checkout. That's liquidiv.com, promo code REJECTS. And remember, Liquid IV, it's not a real IV, but it sure feels like it. So stay hydrated, stay healthy, and let's keep crushing those health and fitness goals together in the year 2024.
Yeah, I gotta say, I saw like a couple of tweets. I saw like 3 opinions online of people who saw screeners for it. And they were like, I was disappointed in that finale. I was disappointed. And then I had some people be like, yeah, I heard people were disappointed. And I was like, I'm going to go in with an open mind. I don't really care. I think that's like something you just got to do. You just got to go in with an open mind. And I don't really know what it is that people, I'm like, this was the bow that I, as a fan of the love story of Rick and Michonne, as someone who's just binge watched so much Walking, like I started this with Michael having just finished season 10. And now I am 1 episode away from finishing Daryl Dixon. So and now I finished this, and being here, I'm like, yeah, I would have been more upset if, I don't know what people really wanted. Maybe there was something with Beale that was let down, or CRM that was let down in some way. But as in terms of the focus of the show, which is Rick and Michonne's love story, and Michonne setting out on a journey to go find Rick and bring him back home as a family, and then having it end with this note of, oh, maybe it was destiny for Rick to be here, so that way they could come at this right time to help save the world. You know, I love that. I absolutely love that. Because this is like one of the more hopeful Walking Dead journeys I think we could have ever been on. And to end it off of that, to give us where he gets to meet his son and be reunited with Judith, to get to come home. I know we're not seeing like everyone in Alexandria and like Carol and everyone being like, yay. And then, you know, Daryl zooming in from France or something. Like,
with a baguette.
Hey, Rick.
Bonjour.
Yeah, just a little nod. Yeah, no,
I got baguettes now.
I thought that was a really, I didn't really know what to expect from CRM, but to me, I've been less interested. Like, as I like the CRM world building, I like everything that it's leading to for potentiality.
Yeah.
But for this series, it's been the focus of a love story with Rick and Michonne, and to me, as I thought they like got a little bit bigger than I would have expected in terms of like action movie world stakes. I still love that. I still loved it. I did. I am satisfied. Personally, I am. Saw some early responses that were not. I was satisfied.
Well, I think you have to contextualize what the show is. And I think if you are someone that went into this with the expectation that this is the conclusion of Rick's arc and the conclusion of this love story, then I can understand why you would be dissatisfied. But what I got from this is this did such a beautiful job at reintroducing these characters and hitting the reset button and bringing them all back into the fold for whatever comes next. And, you know, I feel like so many different threads were leading to the CRM narrative. And in a lot of ways, I'm like so relieved that we can call it and we can move on to whatever the next, like, to me, the world that they've just set up is so exciting and interesting. And there's so many more possibilities than what would have been, I think, them being kind of stuck in this container of CRM. And at the heart of the story, like, they did such a beautiful job at exploring all the exposition, at setting the stakes, at making it feel so big, while remembering what makes Walking Dead so special, which is the fact that it's this intimate, personal drama. And I feel more than satisfied. I'm so excited because I genuinely don't know where it's going to go. And they have now, I think, in a really major way, opened up the world. Like not just like the little shows that exist in their little kind of, silos, but like we now have a whole world to explore and a chance to really rebuild, and to know that like these characters will be a central part of that, and that this important part of their arc has closed.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's such a great reset on a franchise that needed to cut a lot of those loose ends.
1,000%.
And I feel like, listen, we literally watched half the freaking CRM go if that doesn't satisfy you, I don't know what will. And I thought, Beale as a character, like, I know it would have been nice to like, Terry O'Quinn achieved more in that dialogue and setting up the stakes and his view of the world that like, in that moment of, I really genuinely didn't know, is Rick going to grab the sword? Is Rick going to play this like political game because he was given a lifeline to save his family that way? And I thought all the choices and all the decisions that were made were beautifully executed. There's a couple like little tiny things that like, oh, that was a little like, and I keep forgetting her name, the character from South Africa, Thorne. I thought that one didn't land as well as I would have liked it to have landed. But that's like a small critique of an otherwise, I think, masterpiece. We described, 2 episodes ago, it was a piece of theater, and this entire arc, this entire series has felt like one beautifully done stage play that, while contained, has ramifications that go so beyond the scope of the confines. And at the end of the day, every episode, whether it was the best episode or the worst episode of the season, I was on an emotional journey. Yeah. I felt things, which for a series that has been around for over a decade is a pretty extraordinary feat of writing, of acting, of directing, and even down to the music. Like,
oh god, yeah, I forgot about the music.
Everything has been elevated, and in the process of resetting, a new gold standard has been set. And I, for one, am so excited for the future of the Walking Dead universe.
We all know what it's like to watch Walking Dead and not feel anything and be bored or checked out of our minds or whatever the hell's going on. You're forcing yourself to pay attention. And like, while I don't think this is the best episode of the 6, and like there were little things that kept popping up throughout that I was like, I was feeling a little bit rushed, or I thought this would be a little bit more of a challenge. Like Jadis's, there was such a buildup about Jadis has this information. I was like, all right, okay, we got that solved. Yeah. And sometimes it was like moving a little bit fast in certain spots, but I was always invested in what was happening. I was always intrigued. Like, I give it passes on certain things feeling rushed because what worked for me really worked for me so strong.
Yeah.
That there was an emotional catharsis in the end. And there were I didn't expect them to do, like, the show since episode 2 has hinted that, with Michonne, they were going to Commonwealth the situation. They were going to blow this shit up in some way. They've hinted at that. And then yet when it happened, I was like, damn, didn't expect it to be like that,
Literally.
And then with Rick, I was like, shit, they're going to have me killed by walkers? You got to be kidding me, man. And then, but we watched it via the AMC Plus route, so we're not getting these commercials versus the way how, if you're watching on
traditional AMC,
where you do get the commercial. I can only imagine with the explosion of the grenade in that moment. You're like, what the hell? They just kill Rick like that?
And now it's like, Arby's, we've got 3 for we have the meats.
Yeah.
God, I love commercial breaks.
Total juxtaposition. And, I was with you on this reaction, being like, honestly, if they kill any of them off, I'm going to actually be upset at this show. Like, I would have been really upset because we had so much focus on, RJ never having met his dad and not getting that. Like, how much of a disappointment would that be?
Yeah.
Or Judith, like, saying goodbye to her mom and letting her mom go, and the amount of times that, like, I haven't been able to, like, reach my mom, like, all of that. And then for both of them to not make it back, or one of them not to make it back, that would have sucked so much, and not in the way how I think like, they already had the journey of, like, RJ and Judith
They've already lost their dad.
They've already had the hero sacrifice of their dad.
Yeah.
Of having that memory of them. And well, how much would it suck if we were like, oh yeah, I did find him, same news. Or Michonne, I'm back, but now your mom's dad. Like, it would have sucked.
Well, I think we've opened up so many interesting possibilities of where to go. And I think from, like, a storyteller perspective, like, it's that sort of, relatively speaking, blank canvas in this fascinating world with all these different dimensions and aspects. And, like, I think the cool thing is, just to get into, like, the nitty gritty of it, like, the CRM post Beale is so interesting to me.
Sure.
And there's going to be a lot of interesting things to explore. And I think the nice thing is, all of these shows, our world is about to get a lot smaller. And I think because of that, the stories are about to get a lot more personal.
I think what people might be disappointed in, because from understanding fandoms,
sure,
is a lot of times there's build up to maybe things we're theorizing on that this episode of television clearly didn't give a shit about.
I mean, how many times did I say the word Civil War during this episode? But I think that's
Civil War, cure, like, there are all these things that people were thinking about. Yeah.
All of those are not off the board, but I think what you've done is you've taken, in essence, the most, like, OP, like, ridiculous, like, they were very close to just controlling the map. And I think what you've done now is you've created a great equalizer, and there's still a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, you have the Commonwealth, you have all these different elements that have yet to be fully explored. And then, no pun intended, you have the world beyond. Like, we've explored France. We know that we're not alone. We know there's different types of walkers. We know there's different types of challenges. And, I think it lends itself to whatever the series wants to be next. It can become that. Yeah. And they've given themselves the creative freedom to do that. And I think now the beautiful thing is we've had this personal reunion and this special just reconnection of Rick and Michonne. Now we have all these other characters that are kind of spread to the winds that we're going to be able to have very, I think, similar, powerful, emotional journeys with. And so, yeah, listen, if you're disappointed, I understand. That being said, like, in what world? Honestly, if you would have told me that we were ever going to see Rick and Michonne again for real, there's always talk of, there's the movies. And I was like, the movies are never going to happen, but like, they made a commitment to giving all these characters, and in essence, us, the audience, a second chance to spend time with these really, really formative characters who I think shaped a lot of us as content consumers.
I do think, like, when I really get, I mean, the thing is, it's supposed to be an emotional journey. It's supposed to be about your emotions at the end of the day more than it's about intellectualizing sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think if I, like, flip that a little bit, I do think with this story that they told in episode 6, I ultimately do feel it could have played out with more suspense and tension and struggle, I think is more the key word.
Yeah.
If they did have 7 episodes instead of 6.
It was rushed.
Because, like even them doing the CRM maneuver, as shocking as it was like, they did, like, she did just, like, think of this, like, a minute ago, and now she's doing it. Now they just did it, like, for the most powerful freaking, like, super army in the world. It's kind of like, that was a little fast.
I mean, I guess it's less, it's not even that they took down the whole army. It's that they cut the head off the leadership.
And he sucked with the sword.
And that was really disappointing.
That was probably the most disappointing. Out of anything I could be like, it sucks. He was really bad with that sword.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason we stopped using Revolutionary War era swords.
There's just like no finesse. It was just
Not
like,
a lot of finesse. They were not very good.
We're not going to
finessers.
train you at all, Terry O'Quinn. You just get in there and just swing it around.
Just get in there.
And we'll mask it in editing.
He seemed a little lost.
Yeah, he was just.
No, I listen.
I just had so much fun with this one.
I think the crazy thing is that this was only 6 episodes.
It could have been 7 or 8.
I feel like I've watched 20 episodes of this show.
Versus like Dead City, which is like 6 episodes, and you're like, what exactly happened in this?
Six too many.
Yeah,
6 too many. That is an example of what not to do. But then you look at like the Daryl Dixon series, and it's like, again, it's beautiful to see what happens when you provide, in essence, a blank canvas for these characters that have been so well developed over the course of a decade.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about Daryl. I feel that way about Carol. And I feel that way about Rick and Michonne.
So in episode 5 of Daryl Dixon.
Sure.
Daryl radios into Alexandria.
Spoiler alert.
And it's during a flashback.
Oh, sure.
When he's already like he's in Maryland or something like that.
Yeah. On his way up the coast.
And then the radio on the other line of who he's talking to says, blah, 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 back. And then he's like, who's back? Who's back? And he never gets the answer. Were they saying this was Rick? Because I'm like, what was the timeline there?
Well, there's a couple people that could come back. There's a couple people that are all descending on this location at once. I mean, I don't want to spoil Fear the Walking Dead, but
Morgan.
But there is a certain Morgan Johnson who's en route back to Alexandria.
I think if it's the end of Rick, I think the one part that people would want to see is like Rick reunite beyond just this core group. I think people want to see, because everyone was sad. A lot of people die in Walking Dead, and then they move on like nothing happened. But then they get selective about who they're really going to mourn for.
But that's so true. But Rick's presence was still so palpable throughout the rest of the Walking Dead,
and it really affected that because he was the leader, so it really affected everyone, and primarily Michonne and Daryl, and so I think it would be cool to see them reunite.
And they will.
In some way.
They will. And I think that you ultimately, all of these characters deserved the opportunity to go on their own respective journeys. Like Morgan's arc, which but again, spoiler alert, but like we leave off on Fear the Walking Dead with Morgan radioing into Rick. And I feel like that's such a nice place to be. He has no idea any of the bridge or any of that. He's a couple of years behind, but he's a very different person who has experienced all different sorts of insanity and chaos. And
I guess I'll pick up Fear the Walking
Dead. Dude, it's such a... The first 3 seasons might as well be a different show from the rest of the series. And it's a little hard to follow. And sometimes characters that are dead come back, and not as walkers, but as themselves. And it's very hard to follow. But I love it in the I hate myself kind of way. I was surprised, for those of you that watched World Beyond, there are a few characters that I was really heavily implied that we were going to see them in this show. Where do you think they are? I'm just super curious for those that watched it. And I guess maybe we'll see them in whatever comes next.
Sure, yeah.
But because there were a couple winners in each one of these series.
But as a series as a whole, I'm very satisfied with what they did, and this series also gave us absolutely one of. I don't feel like I would say this about. This is some of the best Walking Dead that they give us. And then they gave us an episode of television that I consider one of the all-time best episodes of all of The Walking Dead, which was episode 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm satisfied with how this went down, and I'm really happy with the reunion at the end and how they kept it focused. I think it would have distracted from the emotional thing of everyone was gathered.
I was going to say that there are 2 episodes of The Walking Dead that stand out to me as the finest pieces of television that they've pulled off. One being Clear. The episode with Morgan and Rick, And then, of course, this season was that episode 4. It really, it goes to show you that, like, as cool as the explosions and the battles and the factions and all the stuff, like, don't get me wrong, I love all of that.
Yeah.
But, like, this show shines its absolute brightest as, like, a character-focused piece. And when you take 2 brilliant actors and you give them a great script, doesn't matter if there's any walkers, doesn't matter if there's any explosions, doesn't matter any of that. All that matters is the relationship that these characters have developed with each other, and by extension that they've developed with us. And I'm just like, I'm so grateful that, like, after all this time, I can come back to Rick Grimes. Well,
close us out, Michael. Close us out, buddy.
My friends, this has been an absolute pleasure. I'm very confident that we will be seeing more Walking Dead. And hey, Greg, does that mean I get to come back on the channel for that?
For Book of Carol?
For the Book of Carol!
The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol. The most mouth-wordy title.
Is that the official title?
When I saw it, it says,
is that
The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol. Like, holy shit. Why don't you just call it The Book of Carol?
The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett.
Why does it have to be a spin-off of
just
Daryl
give
Dixon?
Carol her
Just
own
call
show.
it The Book of Carol.
Or just call it Carol Dixon.
Yeah. I don't know, just
to all of those who joined us for this season and who have welcomed The Walking Dead back into their lives, thank you for coming along this journey. I've loved all of the conversations that we've had. Do us a favor, though.
I would like to interject and say no. Thank you for those who joined us on the journey, because, like Michael texted me about, like, hey, I'm a big Walking Dead fan, and like the trailer for the new one's out. I'm like, I fell off at season 8, man. And I saw the trailer and I was like, oh shit, this show does look good. Maybe I should catch up. And it's in like a month. I was like, oh my God, I'm like so back into The Walking Dead. and so, yeah, it's like to have like a reinvigorated enthusiasm for this world. To Olivia, so I was watching Daryl Dixon. She's like, what is this? Like, it's The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, it's part of the Walking Dead universe. And she's, it's without hesitation, like not a beat skip. She goes, are the zombies in school now? Like, not even like a beat miss.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But yeah, no, I want to say thank you, Michael, for obviously providing like so much context that I was behind on, and I've slowly caught up throughout this journey. So yeah, this has been a blast, and I really love doing this, and I love being part of the experience with y'all.
Well, like I said in episode 1, for those that are here, the reason that I've continued to watch The Walking Dead was because of a promise that I made to my best friend who passed away. I promised that I'd keep watching our shows that we'd always watch together, even if something ever happened to him. Little did I expect there to be like 10 more seasons of The Walking Dead, 1,000 spinoffs, and a very mixed bag of quality of content. But it gets to the heart of like why I love doing these reactions with you, and why I love shows like this, because like we come together in this special place as friends, and even those of you that are in the comment section. Like, I hope that you know how much it means to us that we get to experience these things. And that a lot of times we watch these shows that they may not be the best ones for views, but like, man, oh man, if there's a couple of you that are just so excited about it, it just makes it like so worth it.
So much more rewarding. Yeah.
And anyway, we'll see you at the next one. But don't be a stranger, and the best way not to be is to ring that notification bell. And until next time, we're the ones who live. Do you want to do one more?
The ones who live. The ones who... Now I forgot to do it. I've let it go, Michael. I've let it go.
You've forgotten it, like Carl.
Yeah, I've said goodbye to it.
All right, well, we'll see you on the next one. Oh, man, I still can't do it, Greg.
Let's put that end screen up on it.